stuff tonight, because observant view will realise that that is my computer. Yeah, it's kind of unplugged, because we've gone hard today on. Oh, hang on, turn the sound off for a minute. Hold on. There we go. Right, sorry. Yeah, message popping up. Yeah, we've gone hard on Operation Drainage today. Let me show you what I mean. So you'll remember water was coming in over here by the stairs. It's still coming in, but now it has this lovely channel to travel down. So it's not, I mean, there's a little bit of pooling just there, but mostly being carried over here. Now, that's great, because eventually what will happen is it will travel down this channel here, around here, and into the sump down here. And you can see it's slightly wider. At the moment, it's kind of pooling under where the computer is. So we're getting slightly more there than we were last night. That's why the computer is now up there. The plan tomorrow is my dad, the bloody hero that he is, came here today because the cellar was just filling up again this morning and I had a bit of a breakdown. The hero that he is, my dad came with an angle grinder and hollowed out the grooves as they are. Now he was gonna go all the way along in the width that this is. If I go a bit closer, you can see that's significantly wider than the one by the door. In fact, you can see the width it was originally, where he sort of grooved it out. He ran out of battery partway through. So the plan tomorrow is he's going to come back and he's going to angle grind another section of these tiles out. So, in theory, from tomorrow, any water that comes in there will simply run down the first bit of the tile into the channel and then all the way along to the sump. Or at least that's the idea. So yeah, that is markedly better than it was. How's the video quality, by the way? Because it looks really slow for me. I don't know what you guys can see or how good it looks. Let's take a look in the chat room very briefly. Live chat, there we are. Who's here? Gordon Feetman returns. Welcome. The DTS workshop is back. Hello. What else? Devran's here. Hello to you. Loads of you. It's a bit choppy. Okay, it's decent. Okay. Hi, Ace of Riddles. Yeah, not sure why it's choppy. Can I shut everything? It's a bit low res, but okay, it shouldn't be. It should be connected to the Wi-Fi. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's definitely connected to the Wi-Fi, and I don't understand why it's low FPS. Hang on. Is that a setting I can change, perhaps? Very weird. I don't think it's any better this way round, is it? No. Well, that's annoying. Right, hang on. I did get the Steam link of Cooking Simulator. I'm not buying games at the moment because I'm poor. But I will keep an eye out for it. I know there's a sale at some point, so I might buy it then. Cool. Right, what are we doing this evening? Well, the main thing we're doing is destroying that. The coffee table's got to go. It's knackered. So I'm afraid it's too beautiful to live. So I'm going to take it to pieces and ruin it forever. Or at least that's the idea. So I'm going to sit you down there for a minute, point you at the table, roughly, and then we'll go from there. Got up to HD now. Okay, well that's progress. Just a shame about the frame rates. Never mind. Like I say, this is not going to be one of my most technically, what's the word I'm looking for here? Technically driven streams. Fresh towels. My mum washed them all. Again, my mum and dad, absolute heroes. Right. Move some bits and bobs out of the way. And then we can take a look and see what needs to go into disassembling this thing. It might just be a case of unscrewing some bits and bobs, but we'll see. I'm going to keep that because I'll probably need it. Let's see one side. There's some feet there that we're using to raise all the bits of furniture off the floor. So that's, yeah, we're going hard on damage limitation at the moment. Chair in that corner, out the way. There we are. Which of these is my actual chair? I've forgotten which is which. Oh, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Right, what else? Tool bag. Needing that. That's rubbish. That can go in the corner. Don't need that. Tool bag up there. Plank of wood. No idea what we're using that for now, but I'll keep it anyway. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. In the rubbish corner. Ooh. That's the plans for me extension. Which I will keep for posterity because it's finished now. They took the scaffolding down today. It's all looking grand. Right. Electrical plug for something or other. I'm not sure. That might be the train controller. So I'll put it in the train controller drawer. And spare bits of cable and stuff, which can just live up there for now. Lead weights, which were supporting the coffee table for a bit. They're not anymore. So they can all live, where are we putting them? Over in this corner. So I was using to hold towels down, but it's kind of unnecessary now. So you just live in the corner. Right. Hey, right then. Oh, before I do anything else, I'm just going to check on the sump. Not really filled up anymore. And it's not really draining away, so that's fine. Cool. I emptied it when I got in from work. So it should, in theory, be nice and clear. What's the chat room situation? Should have asked Derek to blow up the coffee table. I should have done. I didn't think of that. Frame weight is good when nothing moving in frame. Yeah, it would be. So you aren't destroying the Swedish flat pack furniture. No, I'm destroying that Swedish flat pack furniture. Rest in peace, coffee table. Derek's there in the background. Maybe he will help. No, Derek will hinder. That's what he does. It's like you guys don't watch my videos. Everything they do turns to crap. It's kind of the point. Oh, dearie me. Right. That, I think, should just lift off. Unless it doesn't, in which case it will. No, it will not. Okay, well, in that case... There we go. Lift it over, like that. And we'll take a look underneath. Yeah, it's all screwed in, so that's fine. That's fine. I can just unscrew that. With my drill battery, which I'll unplug. I need to pop it back in because my dad needs it tomorrow. Don't let me forget. Right. Okay. Operation Destroy the Table. Would help if I had it at the right setting. There we are. That's it. Not quite. Out. And out. Should have a little bag for these really, but never mind. Ramekin. Get a ramekin. Stick him in there. Well, not a ramekin actually, something else. I actually can't use that, it's been used for something. That's the spare bits and bobs from last night. There we are. Right. Okay. Right. This may be harder than I anticipated. That's it, there we go. Whew. We could have some music on, actually, couldn't we? It's going to be quite tinny, but we can have some on. I forgot to say last night, all of the Screw Love you were hearing play was reasonably new stuff. He's got an album coming out 1st of November, I believe. So watch for that, because it's going to be good. Right, let's find... Let's go from... Drum Machines on Venus. Here we are. There we are. That should be a nice volume too. Can you hear that all right? It does occur to me that you're right next to it, so I'll knock it down a little smidge. There we are. I'm pretty sure I didn't ask you to do that, actually. That's better. Didn't they blow up TV Centre? Yes. And then they went missing for 3 years, which was totally the reason, and not just because I'm lazy. Yeah, we didn't really talk about it last night. Jodie's final episode. It's a little bit bittersweet, to be honest. Because, I mean, I've not been the biggest fan of the series. I'll say that off the bat. You know, it's been a bit of a car crash, really, hasn't it? No? Come on, straight. Yeah, it's been a bit of a car crash. It's had some really good points. But Jodie's Doctor was completely shown up by Joe Martin, who was just practically perfect in every way. Which isn't great, to be honest, because she's not even had her own series to shine. It's a great shame, to be honest, because that storyline really could have gone somewhere. What we needed was a series with both of them stuck together. Because then you got the dynamic of the lead character having to share the lead character responsibility, and that would have been fun and interesting and something new to try. But also because they don't really know each other, it's all, yeah. Wasted opportunity, you guys. If she doesn't show up in the finale, I will be thoroughly disappointed. Because if she doesn't, it basically means that whole storyline didn't really go anywhere. Thing is, I really like Jodie Whittaker as an actor. But they didn't use her properly. Wasted opportunity. This will actually be a lot quicker than I thought. Literally just unscrewing the legs now. Yeah, that's why we're not using it anymore. Because if you look there, it's knackered. It's destroyed. That one in particular. So no, we're not. This cannot be saved, unfortunately. Unscrew the table leg. It's literally warping the wood underneath. It's a crying shame actually, because this is a nice bit of wood. I'm half tempted to keep this and just like give it away. It's just like a baseboard or something. This would make a great little railway baseboard. But yeah, for like your beginner. I like some chat room action I saw there. There we are. What the Dalek sleeping schedule if they all deactivated now? How early do they go to bed? whenever they feel like it, really. I like the Fugitive Doctor. She's marvellous. Trying to make a Fugitive Doctor series, that's pretty cool. It's a shame Jodie's Doctor was okay, but writing was bad. Hopefully it will get better when Russell T Davies takes over again. I hope so. Because he's developed a lot as a writer since then. So, you know, hopefully that will mean, you know, awesome things to come. If you watched Years and Years, if his new series is anything like that, big thumbs up, because Years and Years was brilliant. Hello, Lewis. Welcome, Elliot Williams. Hello. Why the laughy face? I don't understand. Jo Martin's getting her own Big Finish series, so that's one saving the race. As is the Master. I always pronounce his name wrong. Is it Sacha Darwin or Cowan? Rubbish with names. But he's fantastic. I really liked his portrayal. So, yeah, he's getting a Big Finish series, which I'm thoroughly pleased about. How am I? I'm doing okay, thank you. How are you? Legs off. There we are. I thought this would take a lot longer, I'm going to be honest. I thought, this will be a good stream. This will be like an hour of content easily. Nah. Can't even get my new boxes down and fill them because it's still wet in here. I'll do all that another time. It's fine. It'll be a job for the weekend. Saturday I'm here all day, not doing very much, so that can be the Saturday job. Oh, hello. Pliers on that. There's a screw sticking out. That is a hazard waiting to happen. Pliers. Right. That's a little bit tougher than I thought. Ooh. Okay. It's now a challenge at this point. Got an idea. And it's a brilliant idea, this. You'll like this. What I'm do, drill sort of by the side of it, give myself some room to wiggle it with. I've left all my drill bits up there. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay. I've got to have another tool suitable for this. Right. If in doubt, brute force. Come on. Okay, well that's not good to no good to anyone anymore. You can't actually see what I'm doing. That was smart. Hold on. There we are. Gotcha. There we go. Whew. Whew. It's a vicious little sod. Look at that. Nice. And then, if I can, I can take the rest of that as well. These will be a bit easier to sort of mat around, but let's Okay, that's fine. Kind of want to take these out so I can just throw them away, to be honest, but... It's not really working, is it? I can stick it on top of another one. That's a good idea. I want to not basically destroy the car or hurt anybody, so I'm trying to be responsible. That's not going to work. Throw it this way. No, that's not going anywhere. Bloody hell. If in doubt, get it between your legs. Language, Timothy. We were talking as I went up to a top secret location just off the A30 to help build a railway again a few weeks ago with the biggest little railway lot. And one of the conversations we had was along the lines of how many engineering and particularly railway involved double entendres there are. Could use the chuck on your drill. What's the chuck? No idea what the chuck is. You're going to have to help me there. Although it does give me one idea. That's got a bit hot. Take the screwdriver bit out and... Oh, I see. Right, sorry, I see what you're getting at now. That's actually a really good idea. Which way is tightening? Hold on. That's tightening. Okay. Oh, hello. That's not quite getting a grip on it. Hold on. Don't want to break the drill is the problem. However, oh, well, I snapped it, but I've taken the stabby bit off, which is broadly what I wanted to do. No. Okay, well, we tried. Okay, and that's half the battle. Right. That's it. There we go, that's got it. Got it. I understand what you were getting at now, Darren. That's the second one. There we are. Out they come. Hooray! It turns out I am a genius, or Darren is a genius, I should say. Right. Boom. That is one disassembled desk, or coffee table. Cool. Right. Get that booked in at the dump, I think. Whew. There's a lot more room in here now, which is excellent. Right. Some crap on the floor. I'll get round sorting it out eventually, but at the moment it's just in the way. Right. Can all sit there. Those can all sit with it because I'll just put them in the normal bin. I'm not dragging them all the way to the dump. Just really these two big bits and maybe the legs that I have to take, which is alright. Okay. Drill. Achieved. Oh! Cool. Oh. Right. Check in with the chat room. Live chat. There's a supply teacher at my school who is the father of the current master, and last Monday the other teachers told him about how I like Doctor Who, so the supply gave me an autographed picture of the master. That is incredibly cool. Nice. Sweet. You could use the chopping drill. Yeah, we did that. Bed emoji. This is more dangerous than I was expecting. Laughs. Smiley face, sunshine, pumpkin, trophy. Apostrophe, I know. Cool. I'm feeling stupidly educated now. Put the phone back in. Ugh. Just sit here for a bit. How's the water situation? It is just starting to come off the absorbent pad there, but I was sort of expecting that, so that's not too troubling. Was this stream a quick one? Yeah, basically. Yeah, just fancied some company while I took the coffee table apart, so I thought I'd do a stream. Nothing else going on this evening. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, once we've sorted out the leak issues, I'll get the computer plumbed back in and start doing things properly again. Sorry about the flooding issue. Yeah, it's okay. It's been an ongoing problem. Apostrophe was me setting my joke up. Oh, yoke! Okay. Nice. God, I'm tired. There's dust on my headphones. I'll give you a good clean, won't I? Served me well, these. I've had these for a few years. They're brilliant. Yeah, once we've sorted out the leak issue, I can put the computer back. I'm gonna have a fun job of figuring out where the cables go again. I'm debating whether or not to actually put it directly under the desk for ease of access, but then I have no leg room under there, you see, so yeah, difficult one. But yeah, we'll see. Probably it's just a bit too long, because I could have it so it's sort of spun in the middle like a turntable. Why don't I do 15 minutes of Ask Me Anything? Yeah, go on then. It's an Ask Me Anything stream. Ask me whatever you like, and I will. Genuinely didn't mean to disconnect you there. Apologies for that. Yeah, well, it's an Ask Me Anything stream. Go. I'll ask whatever you like, and I will answer. I can't promise to answer honestly, but I will answer. Didn't the flooding cause the cult scrambled memory? Yes, that was a plot device. Fun and games. I don't know why the frame rate on this is so rubbish. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Never mind. It's content. I'm all about the content. Chilling out, enjoying Screw's music. It's good. Go check out Screw Love, SCRULOVE on Spotify or whatever your favourite music streaming service is. I think he's on most of them. So go check him out. All of his new stuff's on there. I've got all of his old stuff, like old stuff from like 2009. That's a long time. Before he was famous. Honestly, I said I'd do an Ask Me Anything, and you've all climbed up. What's going on, guys? Talk to me. I'll get a complex. I think everything's going to need a bit of dust in here at some point. So good. So good. Didn't you have a TARDIS once? I pretended to have a TARDIS for a joke in a video a long time ago. Yeah, I was kind of a joke thing for how many subscribers was it? I think was it 2,000? Might have been 2,000 subscribers. That was a gag for like a celebratory video where I crashed the TARDIS, and then it sort of carried over into the Dear 2015, Dear 2016, and Dear 2017. That was it 2017? I think it might have been. Can't remember. It was a rubbish few years. I remember that was a particularly rubbish year. Didn't you have a TARDIS once? I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, sorry, we've answered that question, haven't we? I'm being thick. What happened to the model railway that was in the old Cult of Scratchwood videos? It's still at my mum and dad's house, at the back of their garage come my dad's office. At some point, I want to set up a new railway in the loft of this place, because it's just like a sensible place for it, but there's a lot of things that need to happen first. So, what's your favourite tool, and what tool would you really like? Oh, that is a tough question. I mean, the drill is probably the tool I use the most. Trying to think, what don't I have that I would like to have? What would I have a use for? Ooh. Might have to think about that one and come back to it. Yeah, I think the favourite tool I have is the drill, because it does everything. It's a screwdriver, it's a drill. We can use it to take things out of things, as we just discovered. Yeah, let's have a look through the tool bag. That brings some inspiration. Let's see what we've got here. Hammer, screwdriver, various files, spirit level, craft knife, more screwdrivers, Allen keys, loads of Allen keys, some tweezers. What else have I got? I think. Is that my soldering iron? I have got a soldering iron somewhere. Is this it? No. Oh no, these are pin punch things which I've never actually used. I forget what I bought them for. I needed them for a particular reason and then never ended up using them. No, I know what it was. Tell a lie. I was building a carriage and I needed pin punch set to take out an axle hole of some description. That was it. Yeah, it's a nice little tool set, this. I like it a lot. It's my first toolkit, this. What has happened to my soldering kit? I don't know where I put that. It might be upstairs somewhere. I have to go and have a hunt around for that. I know I've got it somewhere. I've just temporarily forgotten. It's probably upstairs in amongst the pile of stuff, and where I hoofed as much out of here as I possibly could. What kind of tool would I have a use for? I don't know. That's that's not very helpful, is it? I guess an angle grinder would be quite handy for when I have to like chop things up. I don't know how much use I would get out of it. Is the only problem. Yeah. I've borrowed my dad's angle grinder a couple of times to cut things up, like bits of track and stuff. Yeah, maybe an angle grinder. So I think when I come to building baseboards and things, which I do want to try and do a little bit of myself, although my dad is the woodworker and carpenter of the house, I quite like the have a go at cutting stuff myself. I don't want like a proper electric saw because that's really big and clunky. Genuinely don't know what I'd get the most use out of. No, don't know. I'll have to go away and think about that. I'll answer that another time. How's your throat? A little better. I'm not coughing quite so much, which is nice, but I haven't been doing Dalek voices for a bit, so maybe. If you could travel anywhere in time or space, where would you go? I would go to late Victorian London, and I know that's boring, but let me explain why. Because it was kind of the peak of the railway revolution, and inventors were doing all sorts of really cool and wonderful things. And also the trains are really, really pretty from that area. If you look from sort of the late 1800s into the sort of 1920s and 30s, steam engines were pretty, man. Really pretty. I want to go and see some pretty steam engines. So I'd go there. I'd like to go and visit ancient Rome because it's a cool historical period. I'd like to do that. And I'd like to go to Mars just purely so I could stand outside my time machine, come spaceship, come whatever I'm travelling in, and say, yes, I am the only person who has seen this view for now. That would be cool. Have I seen the Mission into the Unknown recreation made by a university? I haven't. I'm aware of its existence. It's in my watch list on YouTube, but I've never got around to watching it. When is the next Q&A? I'm rather excited. We're doing a Q&A right now. That's what we're doing. The next Ask a Dalek will probably be in November sometime. I've got a few things I want to do before then. So yeah. I want to make and release the next Pod of Scratchy episode if I can. Before I do another Ask a Dalek. Because then there's potentially some comedy opportunities there. Have I ever been to Locomotion? What's Locomotion? Is that something the National Railway Museum has? Because I know Locomotion is a locomotive. But yeah. Or is that the Shildon one? Because I haven't been to that. I could be wrong. Darren sent me a link, and I'm gonna have to go on to YouTube to click on it. Otherwise, I'll disconnect the stream. So bear with me. I'd like one of these. Your mum says no. Where can I get 18-inch Daleks for cheap? Nowhere really nowadays. I get 18-inch Daleks for cheap. Hang on. Increase the volume of that and then go in here, turn that on. There we go. We're upgrading your app to the latest version. Oh. Yes, the Shildon one. Then no, I haven't been there, sadly. I'd like to go at some point, but no, I haven't been there. Did the National Railway Museum over the Easter break. So that's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. I've been before, but not for years. But yeah, it was nice to go back and see it in its new state, because it was a bit different from how I remember it. A chainsaw. Ah, why does Mum say no? That would be excellent. Let me see. Yes, 18-inch Daleks are horrendously expensive these days. So, yeah. Yeah, they come up on eBay sometimes, and if you get someone who doesn't quite know what they've got, or you don't mind getting a slightly damaged one or a non-working one that's just as a display piece, then you might find one for maybe £100 or a little less. If you want a fully working one, I've seen them go from anything between 150 to 300-400 nowadays. See, I bought my ones when they were still relatively cheap. So Derek was brand new off of Amazon. Monty was second hand. I think, how much did I pay for Monty? I can't remember. It was less than £100. And then the Dalek Supreme was, I think, £80 or £90. Can't remember. But this is going back way back, nearly 10 years now. Good God. I mean, Derek I've had for more than 10 years. The Supreme and Monty, slightly less time. So, yeah. In fact, when did I start working at Middlesex University Students' Union? That would have been 2011. So yeah, it has been 10 years. Good God. The fact they work is impressive, frankly. They've taken a lot of punishment over the years. The best we have is the Belfast Transport Museum. Yes. I hear it's quite a good transport museum in Belfast. Isn't Monty a modified model Dalek? Yes. When I got Monty, he looked like Derek, who was posing helpfully in the background there. So I took all the bits off, masking taped off all the bits I didn't want to paint, and then spray painted him with a camo green model paint. A few coats of that. Then I bought some Union Jack stickers off of eBay that were in various sizes. I've still got the whole sheet of them somewhere. And then just cut that to the size I wanted, stuck that on, and bingo, instant iron slide Dalek. And then my dad did his little utility belt. So yeah. Monty was very much a DIY Dalek, and I'm very proud of him. My first kind of modelling thing. That was really cool. I think the video was sent unsure that. I'm fairly certain I got a video off of you, so yeah, that will make an appearance at the next Ask a Dalek. That's a promise. Music's turned off. Let's put the music back on. We were enjoying the music, folks. Actually, how's the frame rate, by the way? I didn't have a look while I was on YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, still a bit dodgy. Not as dodgy as I thought it would be, to be fair, but still pretty dodgy. Quality 360p. No. Come on. Behave yourself. Is that the highest it is? Hold on. Quality, advanced, 720. There we are. It should be at least 720. There we go. Yeah, frame rate's rubbish still, but it is now in sort of small version of HD. Dalek Monty is my favourite. Dalek Monty is my favourite. He is such a a special flower. If you've watched the episode of the Dimension Diaries where I'm making intervention of the Daleks, virtually every one of Monty's lines I just creased up while recording. It's lines like, so you would like me to stop making so much tea and perhaps expand my horizons to other beverages such as coffee, fruit juice, or hot chocolate. And then just everyone laying into him. We do not require coffee! Oh. He's my favourite by a long shot, because he's just such a gentle little flower. And I love him. Oh. The world would be a better place if people were more like Monty, I think. Ah. Happy days. Any more questions? We'll take a couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up. I bought in 2005 a remote control 12-inch Dalek for over £100 in London. I took it home. A few days later I went outside of it and the right control stick broke. No! Oh, nightmare. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, I had a similar problem with remote controls filming Silent Night. Half of my remote controls were busted. I found some remote control on eBay that I could use for one of them, and I dropped it, and the MacGuffin, the thumbsticks broke off, and yeah, which made filming quite difficult. That's why the ending scene of the episode with the black Dalek whose name is Drell, and I can't tell you anything else about because it will spoil it, and the Paradigm Supreme are quite static. Whenever they're sort of moving, it's just heard, you never see them move. That's because I had a busted remote control, and because the Supreme in particular was not responding to remote control signals. So yeah. No, the Dalek was from 2005. I bought it in February. Oh, okay, I'm with you. Monty for Prime Minister. Yeah, he can't do a worse job than the current lot, can he? Yes, well, Braverman's gone. That's interesting. And she has gone for the stupidest reason as well. She has resigned because she sent an email to a colleague from her personal email rather than her work email, which is considered a major security faux pas. And fair play, she's gone for accountability, although I suspect this is an excuse. I think there's more gone on behind the scenes here, but if we take it at face value, she sent an email from the wrong email address. She immediately informed everyone that she'd done it from the wrong email address, and then resigned because it's a major security leak. And yeah, presumably because her personal email address could be compromised, whereas her government email address is probably backed up by a massive IT security team, so less problematic. Yeah, anyway. She had resigned because of this, but in her resignation letter, she is scathing towards the current government. Scathing, literally saying, we've U-turned on 2 major policies. I'm deeply concerned about the blah blah blah. It's like, this is you going, yeah, okay, I made a mistake. But before I go, I don't like Braverman at all. Horrible woman, horrible. We thought Preeti Patel was bad. She's worse, way worse. And now we've got Mr. Shapps. I thought we'd got rid of him. Sort of depressing, but never mind. I'm just waiting for the moment when the government implodes. What I really want is for the Labour Party to call for a vote of no confidence, because I suspect there's probably a few Tory MPs who are thinking, I can save my seat if I vote against the government. I might still get elected, and I think it would backfire spectacularly. But I think there are maybe some MPs who are daft enough to do it. But who knows? Force a general election. Let's do it. Come on. Apparently, Truss has threatened the nuclear option of a general election like 3 times. She's only been in the job a month. It's hilarious. Anyway, what Dalek episode of Doctor Who is your favourite? I don't mind the Chibnall stories, to be fair. The one with the beaten up Dalek was a bit rubbish. The one that they built up scrap metal. The one with the drones was quite cool. I kind of like that, and I actually really like the New Year's special this year, with the time loop. That was actually a really cool story. I will say this for Chibnall: he knows how to write nasty Daleks. Daleks are at their best when they're being properly vicious. Russell, in his early stories, I wouldn't say he made them cuddly exactly, because that's my thing. I get to claim the Cuddly Daleks title. But he built them up as like this overwhelming threat, and then they'd always get defeated by a magical plot-solving button. But they just never really killed anybody. That's the thing about the Russell T Davies era. Like the first series, all of the death because of Daleks, but the Daleks' body count, when you compare it to the classic series and some of the later Dalek stories, is ridiculously low. Moffat didn't know what to do with them either. I really like The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar. That is a really good Dalek story, but because they are being vicious and nasty, but again, their body count's really low. So I don't know. I like it when Daleks are being manipulative, so Into the Dalek was quite a good one. But my absolute favourite... if you pushed me, I would have to say Into the Dalek, because it's nice to kind of delve into that Dalek psychology. And Rusty's a cracking character. And it's nice because it's a Dalek that's turned good. But it's good by Dalek standards, not by how the rest of us would judge a Dalek, would judge someone to be good. A Dalek that has turned good by its own admission is not a good Dalek. The Doctor is a good Dalek. Yeah, I'm going to say that's my favourite one, Into the Dalek. It's because again, it's Daleks being properly vicious and a bit nasty, and because I've said it before, I'll say it again. Daleks are perfect characters for comedy, because you put a Dalek in a situation that it doesn't understand, which is like the whole basis of the Cult of Scratchwood stories. It's basically taking Daleks and putting them in everyday situations and them just having no clue how to deal with it at all. And that's why they make great comedy characters. But proper Daleks in the TV series, and this is why I like the Big Finish stuff particularly, and particularly things like Dalek Empire, it's when Daleks are being a bit sneaky, lying to get what they want, and maybe are on the back foot a little bit. So they have to be proper sly and devious to get what they want. And then when they finally sort of reveal their true nature, because the great thing that Big Finish does is it sells that there's a particularly good series of stories. It's Dalek Empire 3. And in that story, the Daleks have been all but wiped out at the end of Dalek Empire 2. And they've kind of retreated to outside of the Milky Way galaxy. And in order to get back in, they've dropped this plague on several planets in the Milky Way. And it's devastating what's right. Because in destroying the Daleks, most of the galaxy has been wiped out. So there's only like a few central planets, and civilization is just about getting started again. So the Daleks drop this plague, and they rock up a few years later and offer the remaining humans the cure for the plague. Basically, they offer to develop a cure, and they set up these huge hospital planets, they claim, to manufacture and distribute the cure for the plague. But what the cure for the plague actually does is, yes, it cures the plague, but it also seeds the people it cures with mutagens, and slowly turns them into Daleks. And right at the beginning of the story, you can tell that the humans don't quite trust the Daleks, and it's they're like the Daleks are our friends. They're here to help us, despite the fact they're doing these horrible things, destroying essentially a planet that's a nature reserve. They just rock up and start destroying the planet, and the wardens who take care of the planet don't realise what's going on until the kind of local government representative rocks up with a bunch of Daleks and basically said, this planet's ours now. And of course, the Daleks being Daleks, they start murdering everybody. But this government official just continues to justify. And throughout the story, he's just becoming gradually more and more uneasy about how the Daleks are behaving, because he's still convinced they're there to help, but he's slowly starting to realise that actually, no, something's very, very wrong here. And just as he's worked out something's wrong, the Daleks off him. And that's one of my favourite Big Finish stories, because again, it's Daleks being vicious and nasty and sly with it, because they're pretending to be helpful. But the thing about a Dalek is they're not very good at being nice. So they are, as far as the humans are concerned, helping, but their method of helping is odd and just quite forceful and just very uncomfortable until they get what they want, and then they sort of reveal their true nature and start killing everybody. And yeah, it's and you've got like your heroes of the story who are sort of going through all this, and Dalek Empire 3, and not spoiling it for people who haven't maybe heard it and maybe want to hear it to the end. It ends on a very downbeat ending where you're not sure, or you're not sure what's going to happen next, and it's never resolved. There's never been a follow-up. Dalek Empire 4 takes place during the events of Dalek Empire 1, so we never get that resolved. We never find out whether the Daleks win or not. But it's quite a good ending. So anyway, I've done enough rambling about Daleks. What else? The cult characters: Derek the main, kinda, Darren technician, Monty innocent, Donald the old granddad, and the Supreme. Yeah, it's quite a good summary of their characters. I got a B&M released 12-inch Dalek a few years ago. Decided the eye must face forward and be at the bottom of the head. Broke it. Lost the controller. It also sits with the other one. Northern Ireland has no government, functional at least. Yeah, you guys are in a mess right now. It's not good. The Chibnall Dalek stories are good. Yeah, I quite enjoy them. Eve of the Daleks is the best of the Chibnall era. Miniguns, yeah. The frame rate is gone. Oh dear. Daleks killed no one. The Doctor did the work for them. Yeah. One Dalek shot the Doctor in the Stolen Earth, the same prop that appeared in Series 1. Also, what does MATAF stand for? It's my name. In writing this, I realise it means Alden-Farrow. Yes. Although, funny story, when I did Biggest Little Railway, there were 2 Matts on my team. Other Matt doesn't really appear. He's sort of there in the background, but there were 2 Matts on my team. And we both had a surname beginning with A, I believe. So we decided. Well, I didn't decide, but other people decided that I was obviously the main Matt because my initials were Matt AF, and I am therefore Matt as. I like Dalek Khan in the Stolen Earth and Journey's End. I really enjoyed his craziness and manic giggling. I did not like Evolution of the Daleks, or Daleks in Manhattan. I think that's the weakest of the Dalek stories, but I do like Khan. He's a good character. Audio is a bit glitchy with the frame rate. Oh dear. Do I like the Dalek time controller? Yes. Love a strategy Dalek. Dalek Khan's voice changes between the New York episodes. I learned most of my knowledge from Dalek bumps. Also, the Supreme from Planet of the Daleks is also the best, meanest in my opinion. What do you think about Joe Vivas? Love Joe Vivas. He is very, very funny. Extremely funny. Somewhere there is a video of me on Brit Animation's other channel of me recreating one of the scenes from that. I'm going to see if I can find it on the hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. Fight. Hang on. Come on, where is it? Sorry, I'm reaction, blah, blah, blah. I think I can only see the original on this list. I'm hoping if I search, the other one will come up. Let's see. Yeah, Rory Stock of Brit Animation's fame, who did the Asylum 3 animation. It also made, might be on Twitter, hold on, but did a remake basically of the bitch fight of Canary Wharf, and I voiced the Dalek in it. And it's very weird seeing my voice come out of an actual Dalek prop. it's very weird, but it's also the best feeling. I enjoyed that immensely. Continue to review, blah blah blah. Yes, whatever. Here we go. Got it. Welcome to your inbox. Before you scroll, hang on. This is just the All Done Productions one. Yeah. Hang on. Let's open tea time with Matt. Just amuse yourselves for a minute. I'll be with you in a sec. I think this is the password. Login. No, not the right password. Okay. Then it will be the other one. And if that's not right, I don't know what it could possibly be, and I will have to give up. Login. Wrong password. How is that the wrong? I missed a letter out, that's why. Try that again. Oh, something just fell over. Enter your verification. Oh, for God's sake. Hang on. I'm going to disappear for a second. Hey, I'm back. Daleks versus Talking Ben. Who would win? I don't know who Talking Ben is. I also like the idea of the Dalek Asylum, Asylum of the Daleks. Asylum of the Daleks is a good one too. There's lots of good Dalek stories, which is quite neat. Moaning about the verification code. Hang on. Honestly, it would literally have been quicker for me to just open Twitter on the phone. Let me see. Messages. Here we go. Come on, load my messages. My tablet is really slow. It's about 7 or 8 years old, so it doesn't cope well with stuff. Come on. Open Rory's messages. He did send me a link. If it's still up, I will share it. If it's not, I won't. That's something else I did for him. It's another thing I did for him. There it is. Bitch Fight of Canary Wharf. Okay. I can't show it to you, irritatingly, but I'll stick the link in the chat room for people to see. If it's still up, that is. Oh. Here we are. Yes, it is still there, and it looks like it is still available to watch. Right, okay. I'm going to post that in the chat room, and you can all go watch it after this. Subscriptions. Not very good at this. That's not me. That's something else entirely. This is a very slow tablet. Oh, botheration. It's crashed. Your channel. Okay, then eventually. All right, Ray! There we are. That's it. Okay. Now, post that in the chat room and paste and send. And I'll just check that's the right video. It is. Good. Hooray! We got there in the end. Have you ever volunteered for anything? Frequently. I volunteered for a inclusive theatre company when I was much younger. What else have I done? I used to volunteer for an arts charity in Milton Keynes. I used to volunteer for Milton Keynes Hospital Radio. And Sarah Jane, who is now the station manager and one of my friends, keeps asking me to come back. But I don't think I will, because I just don't have the time anymore. And I'm a volunteer at the Nene Valley Railway. I'm a guard and a signaller. So that's pretty cool. The Dalek Asylum made no sense. If you have a faulty Dalek, just exterminate it. It's Doctor Who, it doesn't have to make sense. I just enjoyed the idea of the Doctor being stuck on a planet with millions of insane Daleks. It's a good idea. Do you think you would buy an Ironside Dalek from this planet Earth for 4K, a full-size Monty? I would love to get a full-size Dalek at some point. And I would either get an Ironside Dalek or I would get just the 2005 variant, IKA Derek. One of the two. I would love a full-size one, but that's a pipe dream. I have nowhere to keep one and I can't afford one. Hello there. Hello, the Tired Scott. Hi there. Smash or pass special. What does that mean? I don't know. Favourite classic Dalek story? Oh. Can I be boring and say Genesis? I really like Genesis, or is it Revelation of the Daleks, which is set on Necros? That's a good one. Yeah, I think Genesis is my favourite. You should put it on your channel, re-upload. No, that's stealing content. I'm not going to do that. Right, we'll go watch After. Excellent. If nuclear war happens, we can become Daleks. I'd rather not, to be honest, for reasons that will become clear in a future God of Scratchwood video. The Chase Part 4, absolute banger. Which one's that? I know what The Chase is. I'm just not sure which episode that one is. Because The Chase was like Hart and Lyra's answer to Trial of a Time Lord. It was like a big sort of arc that spanned multiple places. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. I think we'll call it a night in a minute. Do I talk a lot though? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Bit of interactivity is good. We like the interactivity on these streams. Just realised one of my controllers, the joystick and throttle quadrant, is sitting on top of my wine rack. I should probably move that, shouldn't I? Yeah, I've got a plastic box to put it in now, that'll be fine. Okay. I went AFK for a while. What did I miss? The Daleks Master Plan. Okay, nice. I would like to volunteer at my local steam railway, the Great Central, one day. The Great Central is a great railway. Pun not intentional. Yeah, I like the Great Central Railway. It's a very pretty line. I mean, it does sort of go from the middle of a town to the outskirts of a town, but the bit in between is quite pretty. And it's the only double track, I think, the only double track heritage railway in the country. Tell a lie, it's not the only one. I think it's the only standard gauge one, because the only narrow gauge one is the Leighton Buzzard Railway, their extension from Stonehenge Works up to Monday Hill, I think it's called. That is, yeah, that's double track. It's the only narrow gauge bit of double track in the country. So yeah, that's pretty cool. What do I think of the Cybermen? The Cybermen freak me out. I find them a lot scarier than the Daleks, because the Daleks just want to kill you. Mostly. The Cybermen want to make you better, and they genuinely think that's what they're doing, when all they're doing actually is cramming your squishy bits into a metal exosuit, and getting rid of everything that makes you individual and a human. They're just surgically removing the human bit and then just leaving you inside this metallic suit of armor that's just puppeting a corpse around. And you presumably are aware of this while it's happening, and bearing in mind that Cybermen can live for millennia. It's pretty horrifying, isn't it? Yeah, Cybermen freak me the hell out. I do not like Cybermen. I used to have nightmares about Cybermen. Purely because so it is 100% the kind of thing we as human beings are capable of doing. In that, you know, we're constantly on drive to make ourselves better. Plastic surgery, social media makes us want to alter our appearance now. It's a slippery slope from, you know, being told, oh, you improve yourself, you know, with all these creams and lotions and buy all these products. It's only a small step from that to going, oh, replace your arm with a cybernetic one, replace your legs with cybernetic ones, replace your face with a cybernetic one, and while we're there, we'll just scoop the brain out as well. Don't need that. And now you're a walking meat puppet. Awkward. Yeah, Cybermen freak me out. Not nice. Not nice. Have you ever listened to the Dalek Conquest? It's great. Every story Dalek story up to Bad Wolf. No, I've not listened to that. I think, is that the one that Nick Briggs did? Well, do Cybermen breathe? Presumably. I don't know. Well, yes, they do breathe, because, I mean, certainly in the classic series, if you stuck gold into their chest unit, it suffocated them. So, yeah, presumably they do in some fashion. Yes, Romney Hyde and Dymchurch, that is double tracking 15-inch gauge. I'm pretty sure Leighton Buzzard is the only 2-foot gauge that has double track. I do find the Cybermen quite creepy. I enjoyed the Series 2 bloopers with the Cybermen playing in the park. That is funny. Free as a bird. Ever been on a Translink train in Northern Ireland? If so, well, I've never been to Northern Ireland. I've missed it. Didn't you do a video where it goes, this isn't just an upgrade? Yeah, that was like a tie-in video, because way back in the day, I wrote, starred, and edited a series that was based off an old forum post for a train simulator group I was part of. And we'd kind of invented in a forum thread this fictional railway station called Scratchwood Junction, which is what my model railway's name is based off of. And weird things happened, and one of the weird things that happened towards the end of the second series was we had a bloke turn up out of nowhere and set up camp in the engine shed, and it turned out he was a rogue Time Lord, and was trying to summon the Cybermen from the void. And upon doing this, they then shove him in a conversion chamber and making him into a cyber controller. And the voice you hear in that video is basically like a little tie-in kind of extra that we did for the series. I don't think I've still got it anywhere now. It's probably saved on an old hard drive somewhere, but it used to be available online. Yeah, it was a very weird show. That was kind of my initial foray into video and audio editing, and it's how I got good at it. If I've got one piece of advice for you, if you're a budding like film or audio drama maker, the only way you will get good at it is by doing it. So just make stuff. And it needn't even be very good stuff, but the more you make, the more techniques you'll pick up, and you'll listen to it back and think, oh, if I'd done it like this, that would sound better. Or if I'd added a sound effect in here, that would sound good. Or if I'd done... And in this way, you hone the craft. So it's like when you listen to my the audio version of The Asylum 3, which is what the animation is based off of, it's just got the narration taken out basically and a few additional sound effects added. There is a lot of what we call Foley sound going on, so like background dripping noises of water and metal creaking and Daleks moving around, eye stalks and gun sticks and plungers twitching, that sort of thing. There's a lot of that going on because it sort of draws you into the story and makes you more able to picture what's happening. And some my early stuff doesn't really have much of that. It is literally me and the other characters talking, and maybe a little bit of background noise. But the more layers of sound you add, the more realistic it is. If you ever listen to an audio drama of any description, on either on the radio or as a podcast or what have you, really ignore what the characters are doing and just listen in the background for all the things, because you'll have like sounds of the environment, footsteps, like clinking cutlery if they're eating, that sort of thing. There's a lot of work actually goes into making audio drama sound realistic. There's just a lot going on in the background. Listen to the Big Finish stuff. There's just lots and lots of things going on. Footsteps, creaking. The music, of course. Music is a big part of it. Yeah. And that's how I hone my craft. I made stuff. Opinion on Spare Parts. One of the best Cyberman stories. Big Finish do some cracking ones. If you enjoy Cybermen stories, you'll like the latest, and I think the last now, sadly, with the death of David Warner, the new adventures of Bernie Summerfield, who was married to David Warner, Lisa Bowerman, who plays the title character, her and a doctor from an alternative universe, from the Unbound stories that Big Finish did, end up travelling together in his universe and then back in sort of the main Doctor Who universe. And their latest box set is set in 1930s Germany, and it's about Cybermen. And it's horrible. But I really like it because it's horrible. It's a really nasty Cyberman story that they get proper mean in that one. Yeah, proper devious too. I like it when they're like that. What else? Has your channel ever been hacked? Once, I think. I think this would be going way back, early days, but no. Never to the point where any real damage has been done. Aren't Big Finish the kings of Doctor Who lore and media? Yeah. They're where you go during the wilderness periods. When we had that big gap in series, Big Finish filled it with a load of stuff. Their Torchwood stuff's good. I would actually go out on a limb here and say that the Torchwood stuff that Big Finish have made is better than the television show. I don't say that lightly. Torchwood's audio stuff does some really weird and interesting things, and it takes the story in very different directions from what the television show does. But yeah, I enjoy that immensely. Do you think Murray Gold should return to do music for Doctor Who? Murray Gold is a genius, and his music for Doctor Who was magical. Should he come back? Maybe. It's I do love Murray Gold's soundtracks. They're stunningly beautiful. But there are lots of other really talented composers out there as well. David Arnold's particularly good, who did the Sherlock stuff. He's particularly good. Who is it who does the... Howard Carter. Howard Carter, he does the Big Finish Doctor Who stuff.
and also composed the music for Red Dwarf. He might be a good shout. Yeah. So, yeah. There's lots of talented composers out there I'd love to see have a stab at the TV series. That's what I'm getting at. What's the opinion on Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? I haven't watched it. I'm sort of vaguely aware of its existence, and it sounds like my cup of tea. Because it's basically a children's puppet show, but for grown-ups. And that sounds very much like my cup of tea. So yeah, I might have to give Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared a go, because I've heard good things. It's got a very League of Gentlemen vibe, I'm told. That's another show I need to watch, Inside Number 9, because I watched the first series or two, and I've just missed the rest of them. Inside Number 9 is great, really good, because they're each a little standalone story. So I need to catch up with them because they are good, by all accounts. Ever heard of a Mr. Winner? No, I have not. I have no idea what one of those is. I'm sure you're going to tell me. I think I'm going to wrap this up shortly. So yeah, give you a final minute to do that. It's weird that David Tennant married his daughter, whose father is Peter Davison. Peter Davison was asked at a convention a few years ago, "What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever given you?" And Peter Davison sort of leaned back in his chair and had to think about it. And then from the audience, someone pipes up, "A granddaughter!" Oh dear. Ever heard? It's a show about a guy who has bad luck, but it's funny. Oh, okay. I have to look into that. I don't get enough time to watch telly, really. The wife monopolises the television for quite a lot of the time, so I don't really get a chance to watch very much anymore. They've got 5 kids. 5! Bloody hell! That is so many children. Who would do that? That's so many kids. Good Lord. If and when I ever have children, I only want the one. Because I'm a miserable sod. I've got... you should watch The Daleks Find the Fabled Scriptures. It's weird. Also, my dog was alive then, for randomness. Okay, cool. I will keep that in mind. I quite enjoy Ghosts. Ghosts is marvellous. Again, watch the first series, partway through the second one. I haven't watched the latest one. But Ghosts is fantastic. I love Ghosts. It's made by the team who did Horrible Histories, the television adaptation. And it is pretty sort of marvellous. I like that show a lot. Check out Ghosts. It is deeply funny in all of the right ways. Right. I think I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me for this surprise little stream. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me natter and ramble for a bit, and watching me take furniture apart. And yeah. I'm not doing one tomorrow. I'm just putting that out there. Not doing another one. Take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.